Testing, testing. Hello. Can you hear me? Suzanne?
Hey, I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Trying to get situated.
You see me okay? Everything looks all right? No weird stuff in the background?
Say it again. You look handsome.
Oh, thank you. You see anything in the background? Anything weird? Nah, I don't think so.
No, I mean, you've got some ambient light coming from the windows.
Yeah,
You might want to
I'm
move your
feeling good about that.
bag. I don't know.
What bag's that?
In the
Oh,
chair.
okay. All right.
It
It's
will
funny.
not let me keep both of these screens up. It's so frustrating. I have 3 screens.
What's going on with it?
Um, I'm just trying to navigate and make sure I can have everything where I need it to be. Anyway.
There's David.
So you don't want me to share my screen until we're ready, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be good because I'm going to say a few words ahead of time.
Do you mind if I share it now just to
Sure, of course.
test?
Yeah.
Don't
Looks good.
see it. You see it? Okay.
I see it. Yeah.
I don't.
You want to try to flip them? Move them?
I don't know. If I pause it, does it come off?
Mm-hmm.
I paused it. Did it come off the screen?
No, it's still on the screen.
So I have to hit that. Now is it off?
It is off. Yeah.
Okay.
There's David. I need David.
Hmm. I closed my email, so I won't be able to chat with you.
That's okay.
So if you need me,
You can
text my
send me a
cell
direct
phone.
message. Yeah, that's true too. We can use that. Yeah.
Like I just completely closed my email
Yeah.
so that I don't get interrupted.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could DM you through Zoom, but it's fine.
Okay. My phone's probably better. Okay, I'm gonna go on mute.
Where is David?
I see him.
Where's he at?
I scrolled down. He's one past Lindsay.
Okay, will you let him in?
Sure.
Hi, David. David, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, great.
Ready?
You sound a little crackly there. You okay? Go ahead and say something.
Testing, testing.
Yeah, sounding a little crackly. I don't know why.
I don't know either.
I mean, it's not too bad, but it's there's a little
Can
bit
you
of
hear
a
me loud and clear?
noise. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you, but there is like a little um, sounds like static in the background.
I wish I could say I know what that is, especially after sitting here yesterday thinking the meeting was yesterday. I felt like an idiot.
So it is at 2 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and admit everybody in. We'll wait a few minutes.
Sure, no problem.
Before we start here.
Pero es un
Yeah, go ahead and put yourself on mute, David. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome. We'll just wait a few minutes for everyone to join. David, do you see Austin Hill in the participants list? Just want to give him privileges so he can share his screen if he needs to.
I spoke to him earlier, so he's well aware of it.
Okay. We'll just give it another minute just to make sure that everybody has a chance to arrive. So David, you might want to ping him just to make sure that he has the correct login information. Okay, well, we can go ahead and begin. I want to welcome everyone to our next meeting here of the Education and Workforce Advisory Committee. We had a meeting in June where we introduced everyone at that meeting, but there may be some folks on the call who didn't join for that meeting or the September meeting. So if you're new, if you'd like to introduce yourself, feel free to go ahead and do that now.
I may not have been here. My name is Mark Williams, Department Chair for Business Studies at CCBC.
Oh, welcome. Great to see you.
This is my first time as well. My name is Dwayne Redd. I am the Executive Director of the Risk Management and Insurance Program at Gallaudet University. Thank you.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you for joining. Anyone else?
I'll give it a
Okay.
go.
Go ahead, yes.
Hey, this is Ron Harden. I'm with the National Association of Insurance Professionals. We work on internships and apprenticeship programs in insurance.
Yes, hi, Ron. It's good to see you. Thank you so much.
Nice to see you
Appreciate
too. Great.
Yep. So we do have a change in the agenda. I sent the agenda around to everyone on the call, but Faith Balshin of the AICPA had to cancel at the last minute. So she will not be joining us today. And we may have a shorter meeting, which I think probably on a Friday afternoon, that's probably okay with everybody. So with that, I would like to turn it over to Dr. David Ring, who is our Special Projects Manager here at the Maryland Insurance Administration. He's going to give you an update kind of on what's been going on with our initiative, with our Education and Workforce Initiative. And Suzanne, I believe that you're going to share the slides, and David, take it away when you get a chance.
David, you're muted.
Okay, let's try this again.
There you are.
Thanks, Craig, for the intro, and to each of you, we certainly appreciate your presence, and the new faces, we certainly welcome you. I've been at this for about 5 years now, just a quick synopsis, in terms of looking at ways and means to incorporate insurance within high school curriculums, community colleges, and universities throughout the state. It's been a slow process. As many of you know, we had COVID that really took a hit on K-12 education, or I should say education in general. But we do have a lot of good things going on. I'm going to start with Harford County. Harford County right now has an insurance pathway that they introduced last August. It's starting in 2 schools right now. There's over 200 students, and Harford County actually introduced a career pathway in insurance and real estate. So at the moment, we have they have 216 students who are looking at opportunities within either of those career pathways. As one who has been helping them on the insurance side, they are basically working within the framework of finance and insurance. They're getting a taste of risk management and insurance. This past fall, all 200 students had a chance to spend some time at an insurance company or agency for one day, just to more or less get a sense, get a feel what insurance is all about. Right now, we're working, believe it or not, with Loyola University, who is introducing a brand new program as of September 2026 with risk management and insurance. So we're working with them to see if we can get some of those students in their summer programs. Again, the point is to bring insurance to them with the hopes that they will recognize some value, see some purpose in looking at a 2-year or a 4-year program. With respect to some other counties, Baltimore County, Baltimore City, I'm currently working with several people looking at ways to bring insurance and youth apprenticeship alive. We're going to hear from Dr. Austin Hill today, who is actually currently working with Baltimore City. Austin and I have been at this for about 5 years. So very excited that he's now with the city school system, and I'm going to let him share that when his time comes up. We also have done some extensive work at the community college. Dr. Mark Williams, who is with us today from CCBC, we have been struggling in trying to get insurance alive and up and running. They have an introductory course right now. So we're looking for ways to start at the high school. As Dr. Williams and I have talked in the past, the point is we got to get students at that level at least interested or at least curious. And once they hit their senior year, we can at least help direct them to a college, to a certification program or a degree program that offers insurance. Warwick Community College on the Eastern Shore of Maryland actually introduced their first AA degree in risk management and insurance. There's currently 9 full-time students enrolled in that program, and they're working very closely with Salisbury University, as well as the University of Baltimore, which Dr. Kathia Smith will speak a little bit more about that later. And we also have the University of Baltimore, who has a specialization as well. So right now, we've got 4 or 5 school systems that are working to look at career pathways. Community colleges are increasing, and we're going to continue looking for ways to introduce students and young adults to the programs. We also have Ron Harden here. Ron Harden, as he introduced himself, Ron and I have been at this probably 4 years. So working with him in terms of doing the same rhetoric, looking for ways to introduce our high school students in the state of Maryland to the insurance industry at large. So if you have any questions, I'll leave my email in the chat session. Please feel free to call me or contact me. What I see as an opportunity for this board and its members is to help us introduce apprenticeship programs, internships at many of your locations, career companies, brokership, things of that nature. So again, it's real important that we utilize your expertise in the industry. Thanks, Greg.
Absolutely. Do you want to speak to Stand Together? David, I know that you had mentioned that.
Stan?
Yeah, the Stand Together program.
Oh, yeah. I just started researching that in the last couple of weeks. Stand Together is a philanthropic community that pretty much helps Americans, change makers, addressing opportunities in the education and the economy, looking at ways to introduce young people who are willing to stand together, so to speak, and facing issues with respect to economy and career. So I just kind of got my hands involved in that, and they're looking for opportunity to introduce students. It's something that actually going to be talking with Dr. Austin Hill in the city. They actually have some things presently in the state of Maryland, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to tie in some of our high school students with opportunities that they currently have. And their whole vision is to transform young lives and their particular communities and society at large. Yeah.
Great.
One
Thank you,
last
David.
thought,
Yeah,
Craig,
go ahead.
before I move on. Many of you, if you're not aware of, February is the annual Insurance Career Month. It's actually the 11th annual Insurance Career Month. And I've got some things that I'll be working with and sending out probably to this board as well as across the board. Things that we can do to help, promote insurance, bring insurance to the table, possibly some career days, things of that nature. So look for something in the next couple of weeks. Next couple of days, I should say.
Great. Thank you so much. David, you want to go ahead and introduce Dr. Austin Hill?
Yes. Dr. Hill. Austin and I have been good friends. We actually met my first year when he was the director of the Finance Academy at Edgewood High School in Harford County. From there, he moved to Harford Community College, where he was the advocate for introducing the certification program. He and his staff worked with me, Kathia Smith, who's with us today, in terms of finding ways to introduce insurance. We had some tough roads ahead of us, but since then, Austin has moved to Baltimore City, and he's now working with career development and workforce development. And I'm going to leave it up to him to introduce you to some ideas that he has with respect to bringing insurance alive within the city, which is right in the backyard of MIA.
So thank you for the warm introduction. Actually, let me see if I can change my camera as well too. Let's see, is this one going to work? Yes, it is.
There you go.
For the warm introduction. Once again, my name is Austin Hill. I am the Director of CTE Partnerships for Baltimore City Public Schools. It is my hope that by the end of the presentation today and discussion, that we come up with more innovative ways to provide city school students and then students across the state with opportunities to be able to grow and develop within the insurance industry. My love for insurance dates back even further to my employment, as my mother has worked for ESIS Commercial Claims, which is now ran by Chubb for the last over 30 years. And then my wife has worked for Cigna and then other smaller agencies for over 10 years. So I know and understand the power of being licensed and how we can create a comfortable life, as I am what I like to call a well-kept husband currently because of our financial ability. And I want to thank, Ron and David for allowing me during my time at HCC to stand up the program there, because, like I said, insurance and having the ability to be able to care and provide and not have a barrier to potential employment is extremely important. So starting, if everyone can see my slide deck, can everyone see my slide deck? All right.
Yes, we can see. Yep.
In Baltimore City Schools, I work in the Secondary Success and Innovation Office. And today I'm going to talk about CCL, which is Career Connected Learning, options that happen within our office, right? So myself, I am over partnerships and work-based learning opportunities here in the district. So I work with employers to find what industries or professions are available. And then from there, start to craft plans where students can enter into those industries, find out what barriers there may be, whether it be certifications, whether it be supportive learning, or whatever it may be, to try to create and resolve those issues. And all of this falls under the Blueprint for Maryland's Future program, and specifically under Pillar 3, which is college and career readiness. By a show of hands or virtually, how many are familiar with Pillar 3 and some of the metrics are associated with it? So I don't know, I don't have to dig too much into it. All right, it's sounding, I'm guessing that everyone pretty much is familiar, so I can continue on. All right. All right, so went too far. Under Pillar 3, there are going to be 3 areas of focus on how students can be connected with Career Connected Learning. It's going to be internship and IRC, which is industry recognized credential. It's going to be apprenticeship, whether it be a registered full apprenticeship and a student completing the youth portion of it, or Apprenticeship Maryland program, which is designed to give students 450 hours of apprenticeship experience prior to graduation. And then you have school-based enterprises. But today specifically, I'm going to be talking about how the insurance industry can take a look at internship and apprenticeship options within districts, right? So within Blueprint, the goal, which is set by 2030, is that 45% of all graduating seniors would have completed a youth apprenticeship and or receive a industry recognized credential. I know this past year, multiple LEAs have submitted property casualty, life, and health for the approved list. We are actually waiting on word on if it has been accepted by MSDE on the approved list. And what that means is students who are able to take the examination prior to graduation, while I know you have to take it at the age of 18, once you are able to check off that box, you then in turn will then be deemed career ready and then have that designation within the state. For the apprenticeship side, Apprenticeship Maryland program requires students to have 450 work hours and then 144 related instruction hours. With that, because of the amount of hours, depending upon a student's schedule, they can start that as early as their junior year or their senior year if their schedule were permit and allow that. From an internship side, students will look to complete 125 each semester hours of work experience for an internship, which would accumulate to 250 hours over the course of 1 year. And then from an industry credential standpoint, because students will need to complete an industry credential, many students currently are looking to complete Microsoft Office, but property and casualty has recently been submitted. So from a structure standpoint, where we see a perfect entry point, while of course we would not expect our youth to be directly involved with handling claims, but for many insurance offices, it could be something as entry as being your front desk receptionist or assisting with any of the day-to-day operations that maybe don't have pertinent information for potential clients. So that begins to expose students to what the day in the life of an insurance agent may look like and how they can support. So it could be on the front side of the sales or the back side of claims and processing and book and day-to-day upkeep within the industry. So under the big and umbrella, so what we are looking for is seeing how within the insurance industry, how we can begin to partner with agents or from a national standpoint for entry point for seniors. So from an internship, as I shared before, we're looking for potential 250 hours of commitment for compensation students. The difference between apprenticeship and internship. Internships do not require for students to be on direct payroll. They can receive what is deemed as a stipend for their time in order to have that checked off. And then they will have to have some form of small project that they work on within the employer of record. And then for an apprenticeship, that is something that actually goes through Maryland DLR, where we actually work hand in hand with the with the employer of record to have everything registered and processed. You will then be able to provide the student of record with a one-to-one, should say mentorship. I apologize. A one-to-one mentorship for their time within the apprenticeship, but the student must go on payroll in order to participate in the Apprenticeship Maryland program, as that is one of the requirements. But there are grants available at the state level to help support the ramping up of a business who was interested in going forward with the Apprenticeship Maryland program. And now I wanted to try to open the floor up for any questions that may be had around this topic.
Austin, I do have a question. It's really for the board at large.
Yes, absolutely.
So going back to the slide where you're waiting for MSDE, which I completely understand. So once that is approved, then you can move forward with getting students internships, apprenticeships. Am I following that correctly?
So we can move forward with internships as early as now, right? The main thing that we are looking to do once it's approved, and we can begin to look to incorporate that IRC into our curriculum, and then it'd be eligible for the actual curriculum in which we base, and then have it be credited by the state. So, if insurance overall commission says, hey, we want to get behind this, we see the investment, we see the value, and they say, we want to be a sponsor of this, we will still move forward, regardless, because it will be in the best interest for students, but it would not necessarily count towards a 45%. We would just work to try to find how to incorporate and then make another submission if we do not give favorable feedback from the state to show the state the value in that. But because it is a recognized credential for entering into the insurance industry, I would find it unlikely on why we would not. But if so, we would just get letters of support from the board and the commissioner and other LEAs to be able to support this act.
Okay.
Dr. Hill, from an outreach perspective, we'd like to identify individuals graduating seniors who are 17 and a half or older, because their test scores are good for 6 months, but their license won't kick in until their 18th birthday.
Right.
And so they would fall under what we're promoting under the internship opportunity as opposed to the apprenticeship opportunity. So I wanted to offer that as a point of clarification or outreach.
Oh, absolutely. And I can connect you with our Jobs and Careers who work specifically with seniors who are beginning to graduate and transition out. I'll be sure to get them in contact with you, Ron.
Excellent. The goal would be to have them graduate with their diploma in one hand and their P&C, property and casualty license, in the other.
If they're 18, but yes, absolutely.
Yes.
I definitely agree.
Definitely. Thank you.
Austin, have you, just for a point of clarification, are there students right now in the city school system that have expressed interest, or what type of prep is being done to encourage these students to look at insurance as a pathway, as a career?
So I will share, as you know, this is probably day 72 on the job, but one of my first emails that I sent was to you and to Gathia saying, okay, how do we ramp this up and get this started? So when we kicked things off in January and you shared that I would have the opportunity to speak today, I first wanted to gauge the interest of the board and the committee to see if this is something that everyone would be interested in pursuing before I get students excited, because we all know we all had students who maybe get excited about something to only have a potential letdown. But I am sure that once this is presented to student populations, that there would be a level of interest in which we can then speak to and be able to cultivate the conversation.
Okay.
Excuse me, David.
Yes.
Yeah, Al Redmer. Good afternoon, everybody. I just want to chime in that, I've heard a lot about insurance agents and insurance agencies, and I just want to remind folks that there are occupational opportunities available with insurance carriers that are not always available in small to medium size agencies. So I would put that on your radar screen as well.
Okay. Thanks, Al. Needed to hear that again.
So absolutely, and I definitely appreciate the feedback that is there. And I meant no disrespect by that. I just from experience that sometimes the barrier to entry may be a little bit easier for dealing with a day-to-day agent. But if there is an entry point in which we can start the conversation with larger carriers, I would be more than willing to start that.
And we're having those conversations with carriers at the first notice of loss entry point, where they would be learning to handle claims, small claims. So the licensing would be the ability to become licensed proves in a lot of ways to the potential employer that this person can engage themselves, they can learn, they are disciplined to some degree. So those first notice of loss positions are maybe a great entry-level opportunity for some of these young folks to pursue as well. And the sales and marketing is always there to, for those who are entrepreneurial in their nature, to tap into social media and other avenues to get a customer base going.
Sounds good, Ron.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions for Dr. Hill? Okay. So next, Dr. Smith is going to give us an update on the University of Baltimore program. So Dr. Smith, I will turn it over to you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Happy Friday. For those that don't know me, I am Dr. Kathia Smith, and I'm still getting used to adding that doctor at the front of it, so bear with me. I am just Kathia. I'm the Assistant Dean for the Merrick School of Business at the University of Baltimore, and we are happy to have the first, but we're not going to be the only, since our friends at Loyola are also starting an RMI program. So we have had our program since the fall of 2019. And as I just ran the numbers right as the meeting was starting, we have about 10 students in our program right now, and that's us holding steady. So spoiler alert, Al, that's what I'm going to be reporting out next week at our advisory board meeting. What we have found in our program is that our students may not be declaring into our risk management insurance program, but they're very interested in the coursework. I have students coming from all the different specializations that we have in our business school: finance, accounting, marketing, entrepreneurship, real estate and economic development especially, and they are taking our classes, particularly our property and casualty class or our kind of our intro to risk and insurance course. So we're seeing interest from students in that direction. And we do have students, I should have one student who's going to be graduating in May, another one. So not the first by any means. And I have a fantastic advisory board, which is currently chaired by my good friend Al Redmer, who is very active in working with our local community college partners like CCBC, who is kind enough to let us host a RMI career week every semester. So we're able to get in front of students, and this is my advisory board and Al doing all the work to get students interested in working in insurance. And so they show the true depth and breadth of the field and do class visits, and that supplements a lot of what I do. Fantastic scholarship opportunities at the University of Baltimore just for the RMI program, but certainly for all of my other business fields. And I've been working very closely with David since the very inception of the program to connect with our high schools. So I work with a lot of the local high schools doing my College 101 presentation, among other things, including careers in business, and talking about the different ways you can take your degree. And so we've been working very closely with Swan Creek and Edgewood High School with their, and David, I don't want to take any of your particular thunder on that program, and you're off camera, so I don't want to say too much, but we're doing presentations with them because of all that they are doing in the risk management and real estate side of the world. And I do the same thing like at Old Mill High School here in Anne Arundel County for their international finance and economics, which insurance dovetails so beautifully into that. I think that's the sum total. It's not even enough for a PowerPoint. So any questions or concerns? I am so excited with all the ways this program is continuing to grow. My good friends at Warwick Community College, CCBC, Hartford, finding ways to articulate those credentials that students earn. As I've said from the beginning, if a student has their CPCU, we absolutely give them course credit for our property casualty class. They have that knowledge, those skills. I'm going to give them credit for it. And for our students who are doing dual enrollment at the high school level, that's what I love about having these conversations now is if I can get the high schools and the community colleges working together so that students are getting those transcripted courses on a community college transcript, that makes it so much easier for me to transfer those courses here to my university. So we're continuing to hammer out that process, smooth it out, but I think it's been very positive thus far.
Thank you. Any other questions for Dr. Smith? Okay, great. So we have next on the agenda, we have Ivy Warren, who is our chief of staff. She is not here yet. She had a conflict, but she's going to be arriving. So I think I would just like at this point, I'm just open it up for a general discussion of what's going on out there. If you have anything to highlight or anything regarding apprenticeships, internships, or anything talking about the employment pipeline, please go ahead. Raise your hand. I'll call on you. Okay, so we have Kim Robinson.
Hi, Craig, and hi, everybody. I just wanted to share, I happened to be in a conversation with someone from the staff at Morgan State University. And when I mentioned that I worked in insurance, she happened to mention their actuarial science program that they have there, and that they have a couple of courses as part of their risk management and their business program. They do talk about life and health insurance and some other insurance related topics. And so I'm not sure. I just couldn't recall off the top of my head if this group has ever been connected with Morgan and what programs they have there. She sounded like there was a desire to think about ways they could expand their offerings and how maybe that could connect. So you can let me know if that's a university who has been a part of this conversation. And if not, maybe it's another opportunity to expand sort of workforce development and other places within Maryland that are preparing students for things that are related to or designed for this career.
Absolutely, of course. David, do you have anything to say about
I do.
in contact
Kimberly,
with Morgan? Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you for that update. We actually, MIA that is, actually started a working relationship with Morgan probably about 3 years, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago at tops, under the direction of Kathleen Bryan, who was then commissioner. And I just think it fizzled out for no apparent reason. I would love to reconnect. It's been a concern of mine. So if I can drop you an email and maybe see what we can come up with, that would be really good.
Yeah, I think that would be great. And I think that there might be a good opportunity right now, just because she shows such interest, right?
Yeah.
When I said it. So we'll strike while the iron is hot.
Okay, thanks so much. Appreciate
thanks,
that.
Craig. Thanks, David.
Next up is Kim Guston.
Hi, everybody. Hope you're all enjoying the snow and the cold weather. We're off right now, but hopefully going back soon. Just two things. One, I like the idea of the insurance option for our students. My program over at Wheaton High School is definitely on the rise, and many students are interested in business side type careers. And I don't necessarily have a lot in the insurance realm to offer them at this point. So if obviously this continues to grow and expand, that would be really beneficial to the students to offer this particular field to help grow it as well. And then again, if it expands the apprenticeship option with industry and they're able to get their certification upon graduation, that's going to help them even more. So I really like the idea of having those two options of internship and apprenticeship options. Secondly, we are having a career fair. I sent you all a quick email based on the list just to sign up. It's March 11th. We're really trying to get as many different options in for the students so that they're aware of these different field options. I think most students who are in high school, they think two things, either babysitting or childcare or fast food or restaurant work. And I think if we're able to expand these options to open up these types of things, like insurance is a huge field, with many different avenues that you can pursue in many different career areas. So I feel like the more options that students have and know about it, the better options are for them to pursue these areas. So if any of you are interested in coming to our career fair, that's great. If you're interested in contacting me directly, I'll put my email in the chat to set something up. Maybe we can connect an internship option for our students in Wheaton, Silver Spring, Maryland. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much for that. And I think next up is Renee Wiley.
Sorry, I had to do some last minute switch. I couldn't sign on to my State Farm computer, so I was late to joining the meeting. So I apologize, guys. Renee Wiley here with State Farm. I'm actually in field leadership, so I manage a territory of agents. And I know that a lot of agents are looking for, internships, right? Like they like that, they would love this program, whether it be the internship or the apprenticeship. I think the apprenticeship might appeal to more of them. But I am interested in the high school career fair. My territory happens to be in the Silver Spring area. So that's a good area for me anyways. I'll fill out the paperwork and get that sent in. But I think this is great because I think these programs, I'm really excited about them. And I think that it's really important to start instilling this with people at a younger age. Because so many times I think in the insurance industry, it is a lot of times a second career for people. Something where they might have started out with one career and then second career, they go into insurance. I don't know that right out of the gate from like college, they're thinking insurance, right? But if we can get some of these, I forget the gentleman who said diploma in one hand, PNC license in another, just even kind of get them in that environment where they know what it's like and they can experience it. I think it also goes to educate a lot of people that we have in the state of Maryland that really don't have a clue about insurance. So I just wanted to introduce myself, say thank you, and say I'm looking forward to some of these things coming forward.
Great. Thank you so much. And next up is Lindsay McCutcheon.
Yeah, Craig, thanks. And hello, everybody. Good to see those folks again that have been on the call. So I'm with Nationwide Insurance. I'm actually based in Ohio. I have responsibility for the Maryland territory. I brought up at the first meeting, and I'll just reiterate it for folks that are new on the phone. We do a couple of programs at Nationwide for young people. One of which was a program out at our Scottsdale organization in Phoenix that works with college age kids for working in the actuarial field. So we found that obviously actuaries are few and far between, a difficult practice to get into, but getting actuaries interested in the insurance industry is something else that's few and far between. So we had internships for that. So if that's something that local schools are interested maybe in getting in touch with, whether it's Craig, you in the insurance department or others in the industry. On the younger side, not only in our Columbus office, but also out in our Phoenix office, we've been doing a partnership with some of the city schools in the city of Columbus and the city of Phoenix called the Street Law Program, which is we bring in a number of young high school students to, kind of educate them on what the law is, how the law works, what your rights are, all of those kind of things, just to give young people a sense of, the legal industry or the legal and the insurance industry. And a lot of this, I realize, is coming from the legal aspect. That's the department I'm in. So that's kind of the bent that we have. But Nationwide offers internships, externships, and that was the last thing I was going to mention was from an extern program. I'm not sure if it was mentioned yet. If it was, I missed it, that a lot of universities and maybe even some high schools offer credit to students that are going to be doing some sort of a work study program which actually is a very light lift on an employer that is willing to bring in a student from that perspective, because the externships aren't paid, they're getting credit for it as opposed to money. So there may be some small fees involved, like computer and parking or whatever, but for the most part, those are low impact opportunities for students at professional businesses. So I'll keep it at that, Craig. I just wanted to throw out a couple of ideas for the group.
And thank you so much. It's good stuff, really good stuff. So with that, is there anyone else in the group who would like to say anything? Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, Craig. I had tried to raise my hand. And thanks, Lindsay. I appreciate all that info. I'm Damian from Geico. Just following up on Renee's comments. We're based in Montgomery County, so I'm going to put Kim's information into my HR recruiting folks so they can get that over, hopefully attend that. And please keep me apprised, everybody on the group, of any such events. We're eager to participate in those because we're facing a crisis. I've said this on prior calls as an industry with the boomers. I think I read 10,000 a day are retiring or something like that. So this is important to expose people. A lot of us didn't grow up to be insurance people, but it is important to expose the young people to make them realize they have opportunities. So thanks for letting us participate, Craig, and thanks to everybody.
Absolutely, and thank you. And also, yes, if you need to reach out to the group, I can facilitate that, or just go ahead and use the invitation and reach out to the group. It's we only meet once every 3 months or so. So in between, if you have any really good information or opportunities, let the group know. Thank you. Okay, anyone else in the group who would like to say a few words? If not,
I had a question, Craig.
Go ahead, Ron.
Does anybody on the call have any feedback in reference to how artificial intelligence, AI, is impacting at the carrier level, or even at the more specifically for our needs at the agency or brokerage level?
Yeah, I can give some of my comments on that. As you know, AI has really changed drastically, particularly when we talk about the risk management and towards cybersecurity. The insurance has come as a very new topic, but was not a surprise, because hackers really make a big deal out of their, penetrating and exploiting. So Europe is ahead already. They have a very huge policy. White House in the US has a policy. So there's a very big, it's not a new, but it is more becoming a very big market area for a specialty in terms of managing risk for the systems they use. When I say systems, it's just any area, big systems. So AI in terms of analytics and algorithms, optimizing is a one job. The other job is to, make sure maintain the systems. And if penetration happens, as you all know that most customer or household people, they use security system after, become more aware of the security system after some theft occur. So that is no longer the case. Now in industrial world, they know the risk ahead of time now. So that's how insurance is, becoming more and more important, and new in all this applies in all the sector areas. Thank you.
Dr. Smith?
So I'd say at the University of Baltimore, we look at this from two perspectives. One, we've been offering for the past couple of years a cybersecurity insurance course. And while not specific, I would say, to the exclusion of AI, I'm sure that is included in there. That course has been open to several of our graduate programs, while also being an undergraduate elective, and it has been very popular. And so we do have that as a part of our curriculum, actually developed for the graduate level. But then the other aspect is we have a Master of Science in Applied AI for Business. And that program is not designed to teach you how to build the next ChatGPT or Copilot or Gemini, but really is looking at how AI is utilized within the different business disciplines, the ethics behind it. You do take some machine learning, things like that. But I think looking at how we can have a class specific to maybe insurance or a broader scope of finance is something that I want to bring up with my faculty, because I think there's a lot of connections between our cybersecurity and insurance class and then our AI program, because that's everything that I hear from all of our colleagues, is that AI is just such a big aspect within the insurance industry. My brother-in-law works in insurance as well, and that's what I hear from him on the commercial side of things.
Thank you so much. Does anyone else in the group have any comments before I turn it over to Ivy Warren? Okay, so I'd like to introduce Ivy Warren, who is our Chief of Staff here at the Maryland Insurance Administration, and she is going to go over the report that we did on apprenticeships, the Joint Chairman's report. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Ivy.
All right, thanks, Craig. Hello to everyone on the call. I've met with a few of you already, so I'm acquainted with a few of you. But again, as Craig said, my name is Ivy Warren, and I joined back in February of last year as the Chief of Staff here at MIA. And one thing, as soon as I got here, that I was tasked with was assisting MIA with doing the research and writing a report to the Joint Commission on apprenticeships within the insurance industry, primarily in Maryland. But we kind of ventured out and talked to folks all over the country just to find out how other regions, different organizations are implementing apprenticeship programs within their organization. So in quite a few of you, I obtained some information from you in one-on-ones to go in this report. But basically it was the 25-20, the Joint Chairman's report of 2025 for the FY 2026 budget year. And it was a requirement for us to provide information on the efforts we've taken at MIA to support apprenticeship programs within the insurance industry. And to do that, like I said, we engaged with national leaders, higher educational institutions, specific employers within the state of Maryland. So we reached out to a lot of different people to access and assess existing apprenticeship models and opportunities for replication in the state. One thing that we did was we got the Maryland Department of Labor, the Office of Apprenticeships, to come and speak to everyone in our last meeting. And we actually got some information from them as well that we supplied for this report. But basically, our report summarized all the findings. It identified current and potential apprenticeship programs. It identified barriers to program creation and scaling. And it outlined the MIA's strategic actions to advance statewide insurance apprenticeship initiatives. So some of the companies we included that currently have successful apprenticeship programs, and I know Faith couldn't be with us today, but the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, AICPA, Aon, Zurich, North America, Farmers Insurance Company. These are just some of the institutions and organizations that we talk to, and they have, currently a thriving apprenticeship program. We also included some of that data we got from the Department of Labor, the Office of Apprenticeship, on industry or some of the organizations that have hired and trained youth apprentices in the Apprenticeship Maryland program. It's called AMP. And some of those organizations, here in Maryland are Maryland Auto Insurance, Piedmont Group, LLC, and the Borden Insurance Agency, LLC. But there were quite a few others. I just didn't list them today. But if you want, you can look at that JCR report. We do reports every year, and I do anticipate us having to do future reports. And in order for me to get that information, I'm going to have to, speak with more people, reach out to more of you. But if I don't get to you as soon as, the next couple of months, if you have information about what your organization is currently doing in reference to apprenticeships, please feel free to shoot me or Craig an email, and I can set up time to talk with you just to get some insight on what you are doing, because we are going to keep and maintain a fluid, running list of the organizations and companies within Maryland that are currently doing this, and basically bring in speakers and collaborate and get ideas on how to scale it. And for those of you who don't have an apprenticeship program who want to implement one, get information on how to create it. So that is our intent. This is just the beginning. So like I said, if I haven't talked to you one-on-one, please feel free to reach out and we can have those conversations. But in reference to internships, one thing, and I haven't talked to Craig about this yet, so sorry, Craig, this is the first time you're hearing about it, but internships. So MIA, we hosted 7 interns last summer. And these interns came from schools all over the country. We had 2 people from University of Maryland. We had one from the University of South Carolina, someone from Morgan State University. We had someone from University of Connecticut, and someone from Morehouse University. So these were students who just applied. We posted our internship opportunity on our website. We also got the NAIC, the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, to post our internship on their site. And I received, I want to say 54 applicants. And I was told by the commissioner to hire 3, but I could not narrow it down. So I ended up hiring 7 interns, and they all were paid, not a huge amount, but they were paid. It was about a 10 to 12 week program, and it just depended on when they started school. Some needed to end after 10 weeks and some stayed in Maryland, so they were able to do the full 12 weeks. And it was a wonderful opportunity. We had majors that range. We had one actuarial science major, business management. We had the one from USC, University of South Carolina. She was majoring in risk management at the university. So we had a lot of different backgrounds, even a criminology major who worked with our fraud and enforcement team. And everyone after the end of the summer, they indicated they wanted to come back next summer, and they were interested in, positions after they graduated in the insurance industry. And even one intern, the one who majored in I want to say applied science. He was an IT major. He stayed on. So he's still an intern with us. He's going to be here the whole year. And never did he think he was going to work in the insurance industry, but he's here and he's already talking about being able to stay full time. So internships really do matter. They can make or break someone's experience with the insurance industry. They can get people who weren't interested. So I say that to say that was a long way to get to this. If you are interested in hosting interns, or if you have an internship program, I want to maintain a list of those of you who have those opportunities and you want to open up to students. But then also, I know there are a lot of folks on here from universities, colleges, and high schools. If you have people who are looking for an internship, I want to maintain both lists. So I'll work with Craig and David, figure out how we get that information and how we maintain a running list. But I've received lots of emails from students who heard from our 7 interns that we did it, and they've been sending me resumes. So I just want to make sure that we have, this repository or this list or running list maintained and housed somewhere so that we all can be collaborating to say, hey, this company still hasn't filled their internship. I know you have these students at UB that are send resumes and we can get it over. So we do anticipate doing that, but I just wanted to state that. And sorry for my long presentation, Craig. I didn't intend it for it to be that long, but that's all I have.
That's great. Thank you so much. Yeah,
Any questions?
Any questions for
Let me
know. Looks like we have one here. Let's see. Kim.
Thanks, Craig, and thanks, Ivy, for that really good presentation. It's not a question, and although I didn't start as an intern, one of my very early legal jobs was at the MIA, where I came as a lawyer, and it turned into an entire career in insurance. So I have some understanding of how the interns didn't expect that this would leave them with an interest, but change their life, because it definitely changed mine. Just having started there as a staff attorney and now been working in insurance since 2001 when I started the MIA. So I love hearing the success of the internship program, both for the students, but also for all those who may be hiring them in the future, now that you've created that interest in all of them. So thanks for sharing that.
What a testimonial. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And yes, Dwayne, I'm not sure if you introduced yourself, but definitely looking forward to partnering with what you all are doing. So everyone that's reached out to me, we're going to make it happen. I'm getting people to attend career fairs and to speak, but we are looking forward to building this up, even to make it even more than what we currently have. So
Thank you for your time, Ivy. Appreciate you.
Any other comments before we close the meeting? Thank you so much for joining. And this is really important work, and we really appreciate it here at the Insurance Administration. Anything else? Well, thank you so much, and I will give you back a half hour on a Friday afternoon. So thanks so much.
Thanks,
Take care.
all. Take care.
Y'all have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.